long photo op, one right after many photo ops for Obama. Unfair coverage all the way in terms of the media paying so much attention to the Obama campaign, and not the Republicans are totally being ignored, especially during this last week. And it's getting to the point now where it's very obvious that there is a media bias.
Diana?
Oh, absolutely. I would say instead of a circus, we might be seeing an orgy. I also wonder if maybe this could be some kind of turning point. I'm not sure that Senator Obama will be going downhill from here, but I sort of think he cannot peak beyond this moment. This was way over the top.
And yet, you know, the substance of the speeches, or lack of substance in the speeches, was striking. I mean, they were really very broad, very sweeping statements, but, you know, really not much detail. Hank, was that your impression?
I am a Democrat, but I am a believer strongly in a free press corps that does its job. I must say the press corps should spank itself quite clearly for not being more critical, more analytical, and more careful of what they've allowed themselves to become as dancers in a rocket-like choreography done by political consultants who are selling an image, not a human being, and hope that the press will continue to say nothing about it.
You know, the Berlin speech I'd like to just touch on for a second, because Obama really asked for more European collaboration in Afghanistan, for them to join the global war on terror. But given the sort of position of the European allies, could that be seen as an accomplishment, Miguel?
The Berlin speech, I watched the whole thing. I happened to be home, and I watched the whole thing live when he was delivering the speech, and it struck me as, you know, why is he saying this now? I mean, he should be saying, actually McCain said this later, he should be saying this when he's president. This was a speech for a president, not for a candidate, and it really was shocking to me, the things that he was saying to try to appeal to American voters, but to a European audience. It just didn't make sense to me.
Well, that's not, I think...
There was something else, though, there, if I might, on the speech. I think he was definitely looking for a rendezvous with destiny, but I think what he put on display on a world stage is his complete disconnect from history. Here is a man who wants to be president of the United States or the world, and he divorces historical events, good and evil, from specific actors, from people, from forces, from partisan politics, from movements. Everything is vague and utopian. And in Berlin, of all places, this showed tremendous ignorance and hubris.
All right,
but Diana, Hank is shaking his head. I think you're over the top about ignorance and hubris. What I would suggest is there's something else going on here. I'm not an expert in history, you may be, but I am an expert in politics and political campaigns. I will tell you that speech was not directed toward the American public at large, nor was it directed at the Europeans. It was directed at the youth or younger vote that seemed to have dissipated in their interest since Obama moved to the center on national security-related issues. And the fact that it had limited depth, was very broad, had themes that those voters, frankly, feel good about. Cooperation, America not doing it alone, making the world safer by not having confrontation. Those are things they want to hear, and those are voters that Obama needs.
So you go to Europe to make a speech for the youth vote?
You certainly do.
Americans.
For young Americans, absolutely.
Frankly, I think it might turn off a lot of older Americans.
No question.
Because of the fact that, look, you know, here's a guy who's proving that he's very liberal in Europe. That's a problem.
This is for young people.
Go ahead, Diana.
I don't know how many young people are going to be paying that much attention, except perhaps to the pictures. But we have him talking about the wall came down. People can accomplish anything when they come together as one. This is not how Berlin was freed. The world came together behind cold warriors, partisan policies of conservative ideologues, ultimately coalesced and rallied by Ronald Reagan. This is not a kumbaya, we are the world incident. This was a very difficult political fight, and he ignores that, and I think he actually believes it.
Miguel?
I just wanted to go back to the idea of the trip in itself. When McCain went to Latin America just recently, the media basically widespread criticism. Why is he campaigning in Latin America when he should be appealing to U.S. voters? The same thing is happening with Obama now, and I don't hear that criticism.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's true. Going back to the history, Diana, we are living in 1931. Let's put it in context. People are asleep. The youth want to get rid of the old people, and they're willing to take, and in order to do that, they're willing to just put everything to sleep for a while.
We're going to hold it there. Hank, we're going to hold it there. We'll be right back in a minute. We'll have more ahead with our panel, so stay with us.
Let me tell you about a very important phone call I made. When I got my Medicare card, I realized I needed an AARP Medicare Supplement insurance card too.
One simple call gave me the chance to talk with a personal health insurance advisor
Who answered all my questions about Medicare Supplement plans, so I could understand it all. After I called, I was able to choose the plan that was right for me.
If you're already on or eligible for Medicare, call now to find out how an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, helps you pay some of the 20% of your medical expenses not covered by Medicare Part B. That can save you from paying thousands of dollars out of your own pocket. These are the only Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans exclusively endorsed by AARP, a name you trust. When you call now, we'll send you this free information kit with all you need to enroll, so you can join the millions of people who've already trusted us for their Medicare Supplement insurance. Plus, we'll send you this free guide to understanding Medicare.
The prices are competitive. I can keep my own doctor and choose my own hospital.
and I don't need a referral to see a specialist.
Call now to get the free information kit. Plus, we'll include this free Medicare guide. And the advantages don't end there. You can choose from a wide range of plans that are all competitively priced, so you can find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. There are virtually no claim forms to fill out. And best of all, they're the only Medicare supplement plans endorsed by AARP.
When they told me these plans were endorsed by AARP,
I had only one thing to say. Sign me up.
Call now, 1-800-495-9137, and let us help you choose the right plan. So call now, 1-800-495-9137, and find out about an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan. A personal health insurance advisor is waiting for your call.
Larry King Monday. John McCain says he'd rather lose an election than lose a war. So what's he ready to do to win the White House? And will that affect his VP pick? Larry King Live. CNN Monday, 9 Eastern.
Closed captioning hours provided by Vonage. For a better way to phone, call 877-4Vonage.
How much can you save on your phone bill with Vonage? Vonage saves you up to $300 a year. Call 877-4Vonage or go online to 4Vonage.com.
We're back with Hank Scheinkoff, Miguel Perez, and Diana West. You know, let's turn to McCain now. We've just spent a lot of time on Obama. Now, McCain criticized Obama, saying he didn't have any foreign policy experience. He dared him to go overseas. Then when he goes overseas, he criticizes him, saying he's taking a premature victory lap. The media's in love with Obama. McCain went to a German restaurant, and this is what he said at the German restaurant. Let's listen.
I'd love to give a speech in Germany to a political speech or a speech that maybe the German people would be interested in, but I'd much prefer to do it as President of the United States rather than as a candidate for the office of presidency.
What I'd like to point out is, what has the McCain campaign done this week? Have they played it right when all the cameras were focused strongly overseas? Did they do the right thing this week, Miguel?
I think they've done the best that they can, really, because, I mean, it is a circus in Europe and in the Middle East, and they've done whatever they can. But look, McCain has made a good point this week, because when Obama was asked about, you know, the surge when he was over in Iraq, he basically said, look, the surge, and he mumbled, and he didn't have a coherent answer, and he would not explain whether he's, you know, he will not admit that the surge has succeeded. And McCain turned that around on him and said, listen, it is obviously more important for Obama to win the election than to win the war.
You know, the whole, every campaign should be really focusing on issues in this country. John McCain was here. He spent a lot of time talking about overseas issues this week, but are they missing the point?
John McCain is missing the point, and this is wrong. Competitive elections should be competitive. Now, someone needs to tell him the election is not in December, it's in November. What he ought to have been doing this week, instead of having a ridiculous lunch in a German restaurant in Columbus, Ohio, is going to empty plant or a half-empty plant where people are working Columbus, Ohio, and say, look, I'm going to fix this. Here's my plan. What is he doing in Germany? He should be here talking about the economic issues confronting this country. Didn't do it, didn't take advantage, and the problem here is that they've not taken advantage of anything.
Meanwhile, this week it's been absolutely critical for the American public. We have the housing bill that's just crawling through Congress. We have gas prices that are through the roof. I mean, these are serious domestic issues. No one's talking about them this week. This is a valuable week in congressional time that we've basically lost and the candidates have just dumped out of. Diana?
Well, I think that what would have been a great competing image that was put aside because of weather was John McCain wanted to go to an oil rig off the coast of Louisiana and was put off by the recent tropical storm there. Drilling in American waters is going to be a huge issue in this campaign, and we'll see it emerge. I don't think there was much John McCain could do besides poke fun by going to German restaurants and put, campaign ads on the air in places like Berlin, New Hampshire, and so on. This is the sort of the only kind of tweaking he could really get in. I do think that the campaign is competitive, strangely enough, even though, as Hank points out, McCain was not doing much. We are not seeing a runaway Obama campaign in the polls, which I think is probably quite heartening to the McCain campaign. It says something.
All right, we have to hold it there. Thank you very much for being with us. Hank Scheinkopf, Miguel Perez, and Diana West, thank you. And thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow.